What's up everybody, it's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video, which for some reason was 11 minutes long, although he only broadcasted for one stream. So I'm curious as why it was so long. I'm pretty sure he's just regurgitating the same crap he regurgitates during his podcast and his gameplay. So I'm actually just going to cut it up. I'm not going to bother listening to the whole thing because I'm sure it's him asking for something, or him trying to explain something, which we've heard ad nauseum every single day of the year. Anyway, so it was a nice change of pace not having him on last night. I was able to relax and chill and not worry about this denhead and worry about what crappy content he had to publish. So I appreciate you doing that, Phil. You might want to take some more days off, maybe at least one day in addition each week. So let's listen.
All right, everyone, welcome to the daily wrap for what was Sunday, the 12th of March 2023. Of course, I'm DSP. Let's talk about what we did today, because today was essentially a short streaming day for me. Only one stream. Good reason for that. So let's talk. First of all, on today's Level 1 podcast, we discussed a lot of stuff that's going on over on DSP React. In fact, coming off of yesterday's episode of DSP versus the Internet and the live stream, came up with a couple ideas, interesting ideas. For example, every week, instead of just watching clips, we might have a new system by which both myself and the viewers can kind of vote up, thumbs down, or kind of mid. We were actually talking about it a little bit. That it might actually add a level of interactivity to the streams that we haven't had as of yet, because right now it just feels like I'm just watching the clips for myself, but there's really no level of, do people like it or not? You know what I'm saying? So maybe we can institute something like that moving forward, have it like a rating system or something like that. It also might help people who suggest videos to actually figure out what works, what doesn't, and actually suggest better ones in the future. I also went into a little bit of discussion of, some confusion that we had about comments on YouTube and how they work, and people nominating videos for the show and how that works. And basically it cleared up a lot of stuff. There's a lot of misconceptions, so people have been confused about how do I nominate the videos, where do I post, and stuff like that. So it was a pretty good lengthy discussion about that that I think people liked. And then after that, we kind of just did Q&A and had about a half an hour or whatever, shout outs or whatever. So the Level 1 podcast, not super serious today, but it covered some good topics. And by the way, today was daylight saving time. And just to be honest here, okay? Like, seriously, I hate daylight saving time. I'm actually trying to make sure that I covered everything. I said upcoming, hold on. Some new interesting ideas for reacting and update.
Okay, so let's tackle this. So essentially, Phil wants to create a rating system on the fly, where after he reacts to a clip, he wants the dents to react and give some type of feedback as whether they liked it, thumbs up, thumbs down, or meh, whatchamacallit. And that's fine. I guess you can do that on his podcast, but the issue is who's going to collect that data. That's the first thing. The second thing is, how long are you going to wait? It's going to get very confusing. If you're doing clip after clip after clip, how do you know which thumbs up, thumbs down applies to what video? You would have to actually stop, total up the thumbs up, thumbs down to actually get an accurate result, which I don't think is going to work, because what's going to happen is your videos for each clips are going to go from 2 minutes all the way up to about 10 or 15 minutes. So you're only going to be able to react to a certain amount of videos, probably pissing off your ultra supporters again. The other way you can probably do it is do a poll, but then again, you have to wait on the results, or not even wait on that. You can just put the poll up, let the next clip play, and then after that clip plays, you stop the poll, and then you start a new one. But then that's going to require you to write down the results, Phil. Yeah, that's going to be way too much work for Phil to invest any time and money, any time in. If he can get a dent or a viewer to do it, I guess, but then you're relying on your dent to provide you accurate results. And I'm not sure how many of them are smart enough or capable enough to actually do that for you. So, I mean, I guess it's an okay concept, but the execution where you're doing a live feed video and the way the show goes is that you're just reacting to clips, short clips. I don't think it lends to this kind of format. Now, if the videos were a bit longer, like say each clip was 5 or 10 minutes long, then okay, I can envision that. You know, like if you're reviewing a small little mini series or a documentary about something that's 10 minutes long, and then you want people to react to that, I think it's fine. But if you're just doing clips that are a minute, 30 seconds, it's not going to work, Phil. Move it along, Phil. Move it along.
It's the DSP reacts, exactly. But today's daylight saving time, and let me tell you guys something. I hate daylight saving time. I've talked about it every year for many, many years. I think it's a horrible practice that we still do in the United States for no reason. What happens is, right now, we lose an hour. We actually set our clocks forward an hour, so that means all my content starts an hour earlier. Then later in the year, in the fall, we wind our clocks back an hour, so everything starts later. It's incredibly confusing. It's confusing for me. It's confusing for you. It's confusing for everyone around the world. Some places don't do it. Some do. So everyone's always scratching their head because then some places do it one date, some do it another date. It's so confusing. It's really dumb in my opinion. I don't know why we continue to do it. It just seems stupid. I wish that they would, our lawmakers would do something about it and just get rid of it. But as of now, they have not. So the nonsense continues. I lost a lot of sleep last night. Couldn't get to sleep early. And then we had to wake up early. So I felt like crap today. I had to have double coffees, which I usually never do. And I needed that in order to even get through the first stream, which incidentally was Wolong Fallen Dynasty, a game that's ultra difficult and I don't like. Okay? So it certainly was an interesting situation. Then we played Wolong. And basically I did 2 side missions.
Okay, Phil must be the only human being in the world that gets confused about daylight savings time and moving the clocks forward 1 hour. It's not that difficult, Phil. And you're so myopic in your views where, you refuse, oh Lord. You're not a critical thinker, Phil. You're not at all. You're very focus driven where the only thing you care about or even focus on are anything related to you, how it impacts you, and it's you. You're a very self-centered person. And you just can't take the time to kind of figure out and say to yourself, okay, let me think about this. Why do we have daylight savings time? And then actually think about, well, why? Why specifically? The reason is so that we can have an additional hour of sun during the winter months where the Earth axis, the northern axis, is pointed farther away from the sun. If we didn't have that additional hour, the sun would rise at around 7:30 in the morning, and then it would set by 3:30. Cutting the day short significantly, which requires more electricity, more power to produce light, and so on, right? So the main reason is to actually save energy. That's the main reason why we have daylight savings time. And it also helps specific industries. And it actually helps retails. Why? Because people tend not to go to stores when it's dark. Just for safety reasons, timing reasons, or whatever, people tend not to go to stores when it's dark. They rather go during the daylight time. So if you have an additional hour that allows more people to have more time to actually go out to the stores, go buy food, go buy groceries, and not wait to say do it on the weekend or whatever, it gives them more time to go and be consumers and spend more money. That is the reason why we have daylight savings times, Phil. It's the main 2 reasons. There are other reasons, but the main 2 reasons is energy savings and it assists with retail businesses.
An entire story-based mission and boss fight, and then half of another story-based mission. That's as far as we got. Now, when I started today, I was halfway through the game. Now we're more than halfway through because we've beaten stage 9 and we're halfway through stage 10. The game has 16 story-based stages. It's unclear whether or not I'll have to continuously do more side content moving forward to keep beating it. Because it's very possible if I only do story-based missions and I don't take the time out to do the side content, I might hit a wall and not be able to make progress because I'm under level. It was frustrating today. The stage I played today was a nautical stage where you're jumping across boats, and at any moment you could fall in the water and lose your entire health bar. You don't die instantly, but you lose your entire health bar. Then you have to waste healing. If you have no healing, you're screwed. Okay? It's times like these that sadly the wonkiness of the game really tends to stand out. For example, You know, I'm jumping and someone hits me in midair while I'm jumping. How? How did you shoot perfectly to guide where I was going in midair when I have a double jump? Doesn't make sense. The game had a whole section with no, you know, you call them bonfires. They're flag posts. But you're supposed to open up like shortcuts across these boats across a river to get across. But it's so frustrating they didn't put any flags there. And I died probably 5, 6, 7 times. Like, you got to go through the whole stage again. It sucks. It's just not fun. Okay, I mean, for all the reasons I've said already, I really don't feel like Wolong's a very good game. It feels like an attempt to try to copy Sekiro and add in some stuff, and it's just a pale man's comparison to what has already been done previously many years ago. It doesn't seem like a very worthwhile game to play. Okay, but people are loving me playing it because they don't see me play ultra hard games that often these days. So I told everyone, listen, I don't like the game. Quite frankly, I'd like to do anything else, but if you continuously show up to watch, engage, and support these streams, I'll keep playing it. It definitely happened today. Attendance was good, engagement was good, support was good. And the fact that today was only a 1 stream day for me, it was important that support was good today, and it was. So thank you to those who did support that stream. Yeah, so for now, it stays in the rotation. Like I said, I beat a whole stage and a half of another. So now we're at like 10.5. If I could beat like 1 or 2 stages every stream, you know, we'll wrap it up in a week or 2. So I hope that's the case. I don't want this being a lingering playthrough forever. So, good progress there. Definitely frustration and rage, but good progress nonetheless. Videos are live. Give them a look. Now,
okay. I don't know why this frustrates your boy Doody so much. We all know what Phil is. We all know his you know, we all know his shtick. We know that he threatens people with wage quitting games. You know, he begs. You know, that's. But I think what happens is when he starts blending those two things with wage quitting, begging for support, holding essentially the game and his viewers hostage, essentially saying, if you don't pay up, I'm quitting the game. Over and over again. He's been saying this for like the last 5 playthroughs of this game, essentially saying, Dent, step up, and if you don't step up, I'm wage quitting this game. I'm ending the game. The dirty little secret here is that he doesn't want to end this game because he knows that him playing as crappy as he does and raging brings in views. He knows that, and he knows that gives him some more ad revenue and it helps him with his analytics. He knows that. Even if the support's not great, he's still getting that additional, you know, bump with ad revenue and analytics. So that's the dirty little secret. The other thing too is that Phil wants to milk this playthrough as much as possible so that he doesn't have to play Elden Ring or Metroid Prime, and he can hold those 2 games over for the spring. That way he doesn't have to buy any additional new games, because we know Phil hates to pay for new games. So that's the dirty little secret that you know, apparently his dents don't realize that that's what he's doing here. And it's a shame. It's disgusting, and it's a shame that Phil has to do this with his playthroughs. I mean, he is so greedy for money that he actually has to, you know, and the problem is he can't beg the way he used to beg because he got called out for that. So he can't do full throw begs, you know, every 5 minutes reminding people to tip him. He can't do that anymore. He occasionally does it, but he can't do it every day like he used to do it. He can't do the beg tweets because he got called out for that as well. So what he's doing is he's finding a new way for him to convince the dents to give him money. That's essentially what he's doing, and it's just disgusting. It's a terrible practice, and it's so scummy. I think that's what it is. It's so scummy. And you know, Phil tries to act like he's changed, he's a different person, and he's not. He's still the same dirtbag that he's always been. He's just trying different tactics to cover up his scumminess. And if you don't think that's the case, I suggest you sit through his playthroughs and listen carefully. Don't just hear him, you know, you gotta analyze his words. You know, you gotta dig a little bit deeper when he's saying something to actually get to the real essence of what he's trying to convey. And it ultimately always comes back to give me money. Anyway, Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yes, Phil is a scumbag. Peace out.